Welcome to Board Ghost, a story broadcast with games as the engine.
If living is a highway, then heaven is a bus stop. Been waiting for a minute there, or has it been forever? 'Cause dying don't agree with me, no. Dying don't agree with me, no. All you board ghosts, come with me, we're going home.
We believe you're out there, hungry for stories for shared experience. We can't see you, can't hear you, and yet we will play for you. This night's offering is Fiasco from Bully Pulpit Games. Our humble players, me, John Holt.
Stacey Douglas Moverly.
Josh Mueller.
And Roland Auer.
All right, guys, welcome. So you are new to our show and our podcast.
And the game.
Yeah, that's good. This is a good game to begin on. We're going to be playing the Touring Rock Band playset, which is in the Fiasco 2010 playset anthology, Volume 1. So the basics on this game are that it plays out like a Coen Brothers movie, simple 3-act, 2 acts and a montage kind of setup, and the materials that you need are just some playing cards, 4 dice per person, and some writing utensils, and the playsets themselves. We just rolled our dice and generated our grid of characters, so everyone has a relationship between the person to their left and right. We have a grid of needs and locations. We have the need to get out of your responsibility permanently, the need to get fucked to win a bet. We have a location, wherever the hell we are today, which is an elementary school, and another location, which is the tour bus bathroom. So some interesting things to play with. My character is Miss Lorna Saltine, the music teacher of the elementary school. And between me and Stacy's character, we are good friends, but we're best friends since yesterday. So we're fast new friends. And what's your character, Stacy?
My character is Nikki Roberts. She's the manager of this, it's actually like a children's rock band. And she has the relationship with Josh's character of the grind of boss and offstage session musician.
All right. And I am playing as a Gunther Jorgenstern. He is the offstage session musician, as you mentioned. He's not on stage with the band, but he's kind of the brains of the band. He's together with his bad friend, Hans, who we'll learn more about in a second. Public enemies, private friends. We are working together to try to get out of this children's... We should name the band. We'll have to think about that in a moment. But very good musician, a bit manipulative.
And I'm Hans Krautrock, the front person of the band that we really should have named a few seconds ago.
Uncle Krampus.
And as Josh mentioned, Gunther and I wish to start our own solo career, but our hands are tied by our contract with Nikki Roberts. And so we have been plotting to make our own relationship look sour and to do everything possible at live concerts to make sure that I get fired and let out of my contract. And that, I think, it brings us to
Our relationship
with...
Yeah. So
Lorna Saltine.
Lorna Saltine is the insane stalker of maybe it's Uncle Krampus in its entirety, if that's our band name that you have, or specifically to your character as this children's rock god. So that's our grid. Again, if you want to figure or learn how we generated this grid, you can listen to our primer episode for Fiasco, and we're going to roll into telling our story. Opening establishing shot on Dennis Field Elementary, where we're on the sign, the school bus is pulling up. Miss Lorna Saltine is extra happy and enthusiastic today, getting her children that she's in charge with to her homeroom off the bus. and she can barely contain her excitement. She's not really paying good attention to the kids today. Not that she does very much anyways, because half of her mind is on the tour band bus that she knows she's been waiting for and watching for to show up. Cut to inside her classroom, and she's looking out the window, and this tour bus pulls up in front. She's not even paying attention to the kids, who are just crazy in the background, throwing stuff at her, at each other, at the board. They roll over her normally, but today they know she's extra distracted, and they also know it's assembly day, so they don't give a flying. They don't care. The principal comes in, having heard this ruckus, this chaos and noise, one, to kind of say, hey, the tour band's here. Can you go sort of intro this whole situation? You were the one to put this together. But also seeing this chaos is like, what the hell's going on here? And so I turn, and that's the end of my scene. What's going to happen? So I get a black die. And what that means for my character is that the principal chews me out, just comes down hard on me and is like, look, I've listened to some of this Uncle Krampus stuff, and it's barely appropriate for these kids. They're off the wall already. Like, you need to get shit under together. If this goes off the rails today, you're up for review. So she's in hot water. She's flush red.
So come to the tour bus. We are unloading everything. I'm guiding all the roadies to try and get all the equipment set up, trying to figure out looking out for Miss Lorna Saltine, who's my contact here, trying to figure out where we're supposed to actually set up. There looks to be a gymnasium to the side, so I assume that's where we're going, but I'm not really sure. But wanting to get everybody to get their equipment off and everything.
You see Lorna Saltine coming down the hall. She's red-faced and flush. She seems sort of like upset.
Lorna?
Oh, hey, Nikki, hey. She dabs her eyes with a...
Are you okay?
Yeah, no problem. I'm just so excited that you guys are here.
Oh, okay, great. That's fantastic. Where can we load out this equipment?
Oh, okay, hey, the band room is right over here. Do you need hands? Do you have people who are going to help you unload?
Yeah, no, we have a full road crew with us today, so we're good to get set up. So.
All right. Is Hans here?
Yeah, he is. He's still on the bus. He should be coming off shortly. We usually get stuff set up before before His Highness emerges, so he'll get out eventually.
All right. Okay. Cool. Here, I'll bring the equipment out. Oh, is that Gunther?
Yes, it is. Gunther comes down off the bus.
Nikki, I got you some coffee, which he has spiked with LSD.
Thanks, Gunther. That's so fantastic of you.
I'm going to go tune the instruments.
Okay, thank you very much. That's great. He's such a sweetheart. In all honesty, he's got so much more talent, I think, than Hans. I think he'd be better, like, leading the band, in all honesty. But anyhow.
I don't really know about that. I mean, there's a reason why he's backstage and Hans is on stage.
I guess there's a certain amount of charisma that Hans does bring to the playing. So, but anyhow, so we'll get ourselves set up.
All right.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna head up to the tour bus to see where Hans is and see what sort of situation I have to rouse him from.
All right. So should things go well
Sipping my coffee along the way.
All right. So things are going to go well for you, Nikki Roberts. What does that mean?
That means I find Hans. He's actually somewhat awake. He's kind of rubbing his eyes sleepily. He's actually dressed for once. And so it's like, Hans, we're here. They're getting everything set up. Do you think you can be ready like within the next half hour?
Yeah, okay. I'm going to be ready soon enough. Everything is good for the playing at the school. I will be ready. Yes.
Good, Hans. Good to see you in a good mood.
Feeling very positive today.
Sounds fantastic.
Very good, Nikki. Very good.
All right.
I'm a little suspicious that he's so positive today when normally he's so surly and unruly to try and get on stage. I just kind of give him a look, smile, and head back off the bus to try and help up with the setup.
Gunther, you're up. It's your scene.
Gunther is working with the road crew. We are setting up the instruments. Hans' instrument must sound very good. The others, not so good. Hans must sound the best. That is about it. We are setting up in the auditorium gymnasium of American Hellementary School.
All right.
I can't believe we are playing a fucking auditorium in an elementary school. We should be playing big arenas with women throwing the bras up on the stage. Can't believe I'm here today doing this.
So Hans rubbing his eyes comes out off the bus.
Hello, Gunther. Everything's going well? Good? Very good?
Whatever, my man.
So I read a newspaper story last week. Tragic American story. A man took a drug that is legal here, made him so crazy, killed by the police in front of parents. This is the type of psychosis necessary for contract to break. So, of course, in the very last town, I bought some, and I plan on smoking it in the tour bus bathroom.
Hans! Gunther looks around to make sure that nobody sees them, because now they are friends. Are you sure this is something you want to do?
I think this is how shortest path to bestest. You know what I'm trying to say, Gunther.
Yes, but a little crazy, big star. Real crazy, behind the bars.
We will temper one with the other.
Some uppers and downers?
Some in-betweeners.
Well, I'll tell you a little secret. Our friend Nikki, I gave her some of the 60s drug. You remember the 60s drug?
I was saving the 60s drug.
Well, keep your eye out on
Okay,
Nikki.
fine, Gunther. Don't worry, I have this. We will, by morning, not need to worry about contractual obligation any further.
Okay. Gunther will go back to hating you
Yes.
now that we are in public.
Now you are fuck off, Gunther.
I think it's going to go a little negatively.
So what is that?
Because I
mean?
think you're nervous about this extra drug that's been introduced into the situation. Like
So how does that play out for you, Gunther?
Gunther is thinking this is going to be a very bad show. Perhaps Hans does not know the amount of this drug he should be taking. Maybe takes a little too much.
So Hans, you're up. It's your scene.
Hans returns to the tour bus and gets into his, his tunic and Krampus vest and his, special, children's German metal gear, whatever you want to call it, and
Multicolor lederhosen.
Like leather pants.
but friendly, somehow friendly,
like
with,
leather
also.
satyr pants. Like they're
Goat-
leather
goat-
with fur coming out the back.
We call them the goat pants.
Goat pants.
But it's like rainbow fur.
Yeah, because it's all very friendly, like there's a matching vest, but just a vest. He sits down and, tunes his guitar. He doesn't let Gunther tune his guitar. He tunes it
He
himself.
untunes the tuning Gunther put on it.
And sits down in the bathroom, puts the K2 or whatever it is on the sink and stares at it. Camera pans out. The door closes.
Are things going to go well for him, or are they going to go poorly for him?
I think he thinks they're gonna go well for him. So it's a white die.
It's a white die. All right. So what is that?
Well, that means that everything Hans was hoping and more happens when he smokes this drug. He feels the fabric of reality change, and a myriad of strange and some fortunate, unfortunate emotions wash over him.
Maybe he thinks he's become the real Krampus.
Oh man.
And you know what Krampus does.
The children better get ready.
I've come back to my classroom and bawled out these kids, just laid into them real hard, and got a little crazy at them. Yelled at them about how they're going to have the best opportunities. They're going to see one of the greatest bands, and if they ruin it for her, for me, for my character, she's never going to forgive them. They are shocked. I'm screaming at them at the top of my lungs, shrieking. I go, "You stay here. I'll come gather you when the assembly is ready." And I open my drawer and I have my photos of Hans. I've made macaroni art on the frame, and probably this glitter and
Spray-painted
all
gold
the
and silver.
crafts that I have gone into generating this photo, and I've cut myself out so that I'm in the photo with you. And I hold that to my breast, and I walk down the hall towards the band. And I go to the tour bus, and I knock on the door, the tour bus.
Oh, that's going to go very well for Lorna.
All right. So which color die?
You get a white dice.
Take a white, yeah.
So I knock on the door, and it creaks open. And Hans, his eyes are all pupil at this point, leans in.
Your head is so large.
My knees buckle. It's Hans. Face is red. I go, will you sign this for me? And I hand you my macaroni framed photo of me and you.
And so I take it and stare at it, and I throw up a little bit on it.
Like tears of joy are streaming
And
down my face.
I hand it back to her, and I slam the door of the tour bus.
So I take the frame and I go, and hold it close to me, just rub it on me.
So you think you just had a wonderful experience, but your clothing is now stained.
Yeah, but stained with the
vomit of the
leavings of Hans Krautrock.
You put the eye in insane stalker.
All right, so Nikki, what's going on?
We've gotten everything pretty much set up. I'm checking in with Gunther. How are we for setup? Because we're about 10 minutes away from them trucking these kids, and I want to make sure I've got Hans.
Instruments are ready. How are you?
I'm okay. It's this is really good coffee, I have to admit.
American coffee, very, very good.
Yeah, feeling very good. She's definitely starting to feel a little woozy, but she hasn't, she's such a type A focused personality that it's just not quite hit her. She's
seeing extra details and everything.
Yes, exactly.
You'll be right by the stage watching the band, right?
Oh, of course. Always.
Okay.
Always.
I will have one of the men get you a seat.
Okay. Fantastic. So then she, I guess, goes to look around for Lorna because she wants to make sure they're still on time for the assembly at noon.
So she finds Lorna outside of the auditorium. Just she's got her picture. She's just like kind of like gaga right now.
Hey Lorna, how you doing?
Oh, it's great. I'm so excited that you guys are here. This is amazing.
Yeah, well, we're excited that you're excited. I was about to go and get Hans to bring him to the stage. We're still on for noon, right? You got to bring those kids in about 5 minutes?
Yeah. I'll go. I'll get the special needs kids first. It takes a little longer to get them all set up, but I'll get them in the front row. Everyone's so excited to have Uncle Krampus here.
Okay, great. So then, I think I kind of noticed the whiff of. I'm like, are you feeling okay?
Oh, I've never felt better. This is amazing.
All right. I gave her kind of a weird look, and I'm starting to get a little paranoid myself. So I'm starting to feel like there's something a little off with her. But I've got to focus on my job, so I'm going to head towards the tour bus. But as I'm heading towards the tour bus, it's starting to hit me more and more. And I'm starting to definitely feel off.
All right. So is this going to go well for Nikki, or are things starting to go bad for her?
They're starting to go bad.
Yeah. All right.
She goes to the tour bus, and she can't get the door open. But at this point in time, things are really starting to hit her, and like she's starting to see all sorts of weirdness, and things are not quite what they seem.
The door's like melting in front of her.
Yeah, but she's also one of these very like uber I have to be in control at all times kind of people. So she's kind of slowly, gingerly kind of working her way down towards the back end of the tour bus, and she's trying to kind of hide behind it and sit down and close her eyes. She used to do some of this earlier on, so she's kind of recognizing exactly what might be potentially happening here.
Is she getting pissed too? She knows
she's
someone
getting
spiked
pissed
her.
because she's figuring that Gunther isn't the quite friend that she thought.
and Gunther clearly underestimated, as well.
And so she's going to go and try and sit kind of behind the bus where she can hopefully kind of ride this out. And she's hoping that everything else is set up enough that, she knows Gunther will come and find Hans if she doesn't show up with him. So she's just trying to keep herself kind of together. So she's kind of behind the tour bus, trying to keep herself together.
Gunther is standing backstage wondering where everybody is. So he is going to make his way to the tour bus, see what's happening. He walks over to the tour bus, he opens the door, and he sees two things on the tour bus. He sees Nikki slumped in a chair, trying to hold it together. And Hans, who's just banging his head against the bathroom door over and over again, getting himself psyched up for the show. What is going on in here? We have show to play. Hans, are you ready?
Yes, ready. As ready as ever. Everything is Krampus. You are Krampus. Everything is Krampus.
Oh, ridiculous. Nikki, I don't know how to put up with this guy. What is up with you?
I just need a moment. Take him to the stage, get him set up.
Okay. You want some more coffee?
No, I'm good. Thank you, Gunther.
Okay. All right, crazy rock star man. Let's go.
Bring guitar. Bring the guitar.
The guitar is on the stage. It's
Bring the
waiting
guitar.
for you. The guitar is waiting for you.
It's in the bathroom.
Okay. I go look in the bathroom for girl.
And then I lock him in the bathroom.
Oh.
All right. So is this going to go good for you? Or are you going to...
I would say that's a bad turn.
All right. So what does that mean? Like beyond just being locked, what does that mean?
Gunther thought he was in control of the situation. He had taken Nikki out. Hans was clearly going to go up on stage and make an ass of himself. He's worried that it was going to maybe go too far. And he thought he would just play it by ear. He's going to be by the side of the stage. You know, he thinks of himself as the man pulling all the strings. And now he's locked in the bathroom on the tour bus. Anything can happen, and he can't stop
And
it.
he has a little claustrophobia.
It could turn into a real ugly situation.
Hans successfully locked Gunther in the bathroom and says through the door, I knew you were too nervous to be on board with my plan, Gunther, so you have to wait in the tour bus. But everything will be fine. I will fix everything. I will fix everything.
No, Hans!
And then I turn and I say, oh, hello, Nikki. I didn't realize you were here.
Hi, Hans. She just figured they're doing their normal arguing, so she didn't pay too much attention to what they said to each other. She just figured they're yelling at each other again, and she's just trying to hold it together. So she's like, you need to get on stage. You need to get on stage. The performance is going to start shortly.
What does Hans look like to you right now?
Hans is actually morphing himself into more of an Uncle Krampus. I mean, he looks like crazy to begin with, but everything is getting even more like the rainbow goat stuff is starting to like rainbows are shooting out of their rainbow goat pants, and there's all sorts of craziness happening. So but she doesn't trust any of these guys, so she doesn't want to sit there and ask any of them for help, and she's basically figured Gunther's the one who did this, so she's just like, get on stage.
So then I lean down close and say, don't let Gunther out of the bathroom.
Wait, what is Gunther in the bathroom? Gunther's supposed to get you on stage. Okay.
Don't let Gunther out of the bathroom.
At this point in time, she's getting scared for herself, so she's like, okay.
And he's looking pretty haggard at this point. You know, he has changed his makeup scheme so that his eyes are completely blacked out in a line. And he looks like he put the makeup on with his hands and it's smeared all over his rainbow goat pants. And his guitar was not in the bathroom. It was on the seat, but it's completely out of tune and 3 strings are broken. And it looks like it has been used to bash a few windows of the tour bus. And his fingers are bleeding, and he walks to the front of the bus, opens the door, and faces the noonday sun, and slowly walks toward the auditorium.
All right, so is this going to go well for Hans?
Yes.
So you're going to be getting what you want. So how does that manifest as you walk your way to the auditorium? Is it just you hear the roar of the crowd?
Yeah, I hear the roar of the children.
But it sounds like a stadium to you right now.
But yeah, it's distorted, and the sounds are morphing, and they sound more and more like the roars of little demons. My little Krampus are here. My Krampi are here to help me. They know that my mission is more than just to bring them, the children's medal that they deserve, but also to spread my wings. My creative wings. So I'm focused but also completely out of my mind. So I think everything
that
is
going
happening
for you.
exactly as I was hoping for.
All right.
And
And
my
everyone
biggest-
else's worst fears are being realized.
and my biggest concern right now is just getting from across the unbearably sunny parking lot. Oh God, the glare of the highest point of the day.
Cool. So now we're actually gonna enter the tilt, where we consult the tilt table. And what we'll do first is everyone rolls the die that they have in front of them. We consulted the tilt table and generated 2 tilts as we wrapped up Act 1. We have guilt, betrayed by friends, and paranoia, a sudden reversal of status, fortune, or sympathy. And everyone will kind of play with those as we go into Act 2. We interrupt our story here and will resume in our next communique. To learn more about the players and engine in our story, visit boardghost.com. You can attempt to pierce the veil and contact us at BoardGhostWorld on Twitter. Shout out through the ether if you have desires we can fulfill. Leave reviews and comments on iTunes or your preferred listening portal. Please take a moment to subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest episodes. I was one of your players, John Holt.
Stacey Douglas Moverly.
Gunther Jorgensen.
Roland Hour.
All right. Oh, and you can find me, John, on Twitter at Lord Joho. Where can they find you, Stacey?
You can find me on Instagram at Stadomo, Stadomo.
You can reach me by snail mail if you can find me.
And Roland says no.
We're
All
just
right.
2 analog dudes.
We'd like to thank Pat Couples for our theme song and interlude music. You can find out more about Pat and his band at patcouples.tumblr.com or on the band's page hotelsandhighways.com. If you're not alone in the void, share our stories. The more they are consumed, the truer they become.
If living is a highway, then heaven is a bus stop.